Well, boys and girls, there is a new throttle body and injector pod. They all came as a set. You can get those on eBay, you know, for only a couple $100. They're you know, refurbished, restored to brand new. And you know, after you do this job, you have to pour a little bit of either starting fluid or a little bit of gas into the throttle body up there. You have to pour a little bit in there just to give it a little, you know, give it a little something to get her going. And you may have to give it some throttle also, especially if you've completely disassembled this whole thing, because there'll be absolutely no fuel in the intake manifold or anything, or in the combustion chamber. So those are some tips for you. I honestly can't say which thing resolved this, because the check engine light is no longer on, thank frickin' goodness. No check engine light. So it's possible that it was the coolant temp sensor, that little guy right there. It's possible it was the mass air sensor. It's possible it was the throttle position sensor. I really don't know. I really don't care. What all did I do to this thing? It's got a new fuel pump. New fuel pump relay, which is behind there. New fuel injectors, new injector pod, new throttle body. New throttle position sensor came with the new throttle body. I went ahead and did new spark plug wires just for the sake of it, even though it probably didn't make a difference. What else? I think that's about it. I had to modify the little valve hose right there. I guess it's the PCV valve. That plastic line that goes into the front of the throttle body completely broke in half, so I had to kind of create something there. Had to make something work, you know what I'm saying? What else? This thing already had a recent EGR valve, which is back there in the back right there, so you know that was already replaced several months ago. All I can say is, Lord goodness, I am happy as a clam that this thing fired up. You know, it was a little difficult to get it cranked after doing the whole job. You know, you have to pump the throttle a little bit, pour some fuel into it, you know, into the throttle body. But she is running good now. Oh man, this one was a tough one. It was a tough one. She is sounding good. So I'm gonna test drive it, you know, for a few days and make sure all is well. But as of right now, this thing is still for sale. It just took me several weeks to get all this sorted out, and man, what a nightmare. You can watch my previous videos on what all I went through with this dang thing. You know, a truck that's run great for a couple of years. All of a sudden, as soon as I put it up for sale, it decides that it wants to act up on me, which, you know, just whatever. I did drain the fuel tank completely, because I do not know if I just bought a bad batch of fuel that started the whole thing. I really can't say, honestly. I didn't trust that gas station that I went to, so I went ahead and emptied the entire fuel tank. It's got 5 gallons of, you know, of quick trip fuel, or, you know, just a station that I go to regularly and never have a problem with it. So it's got a new fuel pump, new fuel sending unit, new fuel filter, which is under there. That did look nasty. The fuel filter was very nasty. I got a previous video on that. What else? Yeah, have a look in the injectors here. You can see them spraying. Seems to be spraying normally. Sounds good. Whew, boy. And you know, as far as installing the throttle mechanism, notice how the lines go. That big beefy one goes on the outside. The upper one is probably related to the maybe related to the cruise control. That's the upper one. Then the bottom one goes down in here. I'm not sure which is which. I just know that they are installed correctly because that's how they came off the truck. And these little clips here, don't lose them because you gotta have them. They're pretty easy to install. But man, oh man. Anyway, she is for sale, 1990 K1500. Four-wheel drive works fine. All kinds of nifty updates in it. Complete new air conditioning system that I did myself. Check out my videos on that. That was a fun task. It's got electronic cooling fans up in there that kick on at 190 degrees, and they come on automatically, so you don't have to bother with them, you know, with a switch or anything. New coolant reservoir. All the air conditioning is new. It's got a good set of little 20-inch rims on it. You know, they're used rims or whatever. The tires are in good shape. It's got a nice plastic bed liner. This is the short bed, so it's 6.5 feet long. It's a 2-door model. It does not have the 4 doors. They didn't make that yet on this year, so you just have to pop the seat up. Almost brand new looking interior. You know, considering this thing is 30 years old, the interior looks amazing in my opinion. Got tinted glass. You know, it's older tint, but whatever, it works. Headliner is like brand new. It's unbelievable. I mean, look at it. It looks literally brand new. It's got 6 new speakers. Speakers back there. Speakers here. Speakers there. Under-seat subwoofer. Good little DVD or CD player stereo. Sounds good. It even has, check out the switch right there for the fog lights. Notice on the fog light switch, this is my own creation. This is from a 90s model Pontiac Grand Am, because I wanted something very specific to fit in this area right here. And notice it lights up when the headlights are turned on, and it even dims down with the dimmer switch. So headlights have to be on. Kick the fog lights on, shows you they're on. Totally awesome. I really like that because some people do that LED little light switch, and I wanted something that looked factory, so that's what I did. All kinds of new switches. All this is new. New headlight mechanism that goes in here. That was a real fun job. The gauge cluster has been completely gone through. New bulbs, everything cleaned. It all works nicely. It's got a nice little cubbyhole storage here. It's also got storage in the back also, under the seat. Notice that right there, that can hold your jack and whatever you want to put back there. Pretty awesome. The seat can fold down also to give you more space to put stuff. Got little cubbyhole areas. Map lights, everything works. All that works. You know, everything just looks really, really good on it. I am blown away of how good it looks. You know, I've had this thing for a couple of years, and I'm just blown away of how good the interior looked. And I felt that way when I bought it also. 4-wheel drive works. I replaced the cigarette lighter. I did a video on that as well.